Hey guys, and welcome back to another Football Manager 24 video. Today we are taking a look at the top 5 best Wonderkids who you can get into your club for under 10 million euros. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into Wonderkid number 5. The first player on this list is Bayern 04's Brazilian right back Arthur. He starts the game off with a 118 current ability, and his potential ability is not set in stone, but it's somewhere around 140-150. It's not guaranteed to go over 150 in every one of your saves, so keep that in mind. With that current ability, he's already a starter for any championship side or any lower Premier League side. Then if we look at this guy's prawns, very well rounded, good technicals, good mentals, and insane physicals for a 20-year-old, and he could still very much improve. You can get him for just 6.5 million, but on the other hand, his cons, he's going to be very expensive on the wage budget because you probably expect a wage bump. And other than that, he might not reach the potential of 150 since it's not set in stone that he will get that every time you load up a save. After Arthur, let's jump into number 4. Martin Fernandez, currently playing in the B team of FC Porto. This Wonderkid starts the game off with an 88 current ability, which means that he could play in any League 1 or League 2 side. His potential ability is around the range of 140 to 170. So if he becomes a 140, then he will be a starter for any Premier League side, and if he's a 170, then he will be a superstar for any other team in the world. So let's jump into the pros and the cons for this guy. The pros is that he has 16 determination and he's very close to a very good personality. Other than that, all the stats that he needs as a wingback are around the 10-11, and he's only 17 years old, so he's going to improve a lot if you train him right. Other than that, this guy would only cost you 1.9 million. You could make him homegrown since he's just 17 years old, so you can get him into your club for a very cheap fee, train him up, and he could become homegrown just like that. And once you've trained him up and he's homegrown, you will realize that he will perform well in every game you play him in. That is because his consistency is 20, and with 20 it means that he's going to perform at the highest of his ability in every game that you play him. This guy's only downside is that he will cost you a lot of money at the beginning of the game, and you don't really get something, you only get a player for the future. So be aware that if you bring in Martin Fernandez, you're gonna have to wait a year or two for him to become a real starter for your team. Then the first person in the top 3 is none other than Elias Jelert. The Danish right back is currently playing for FC Copenhagen in the Danish league. And let's take a look at this guy. He has great potential of 150 to 159. He's already very well rounded in his technicals, mentals and physicals, and he can play as either a left back or a right back. The very big downside of Elias Jelert is that he will cost you 10 to 12 million if you want to get him into your team, but his wages won't be that expensive. If we use the FM editor to jump into this guy's hidden stats, then you'll see that he does have a lot of 15s. On a scale from 1 to 20, this means that he's at the high spectrum of adaptability, ambition, loyalty, pressure and professionalism, which means that he is the perfect model pro for any team. Other than that, this guy also has 3 injury proneness, which means that he almost never gets injured in any of your saves, so you can always rely on this guy to do well. So if you're a leading Premier League side, get this guy in, train him up and use him in your first team. And if you're a middle tier Premier League side, spend the 10 million on this guy, bring him in, play him as a starter, and he will get the potential of 150 to 159 while already being an insane starter for any team you play him in. Before we jump into the top 2, I would love to ask you if you could leave a like down below and subscribe for more if you want to see more of this kind of content. And then let's jump into an honorable mention. Agustin Guy, playing for San Lorenzo in the Argentinian league. He will cost you 8.8 million with some installments, and you'll get an insane player. The reason I didn't include this guy is because his potential doesn't always add up to 150, but this guy has it all. Look at his physicals, mentals and technicals, 16 work rate, which means that this guy will always play the best for you. He just doesn't have the potential that you might want, so it could be that he isn't going to be a world-class player, but he's always going to be good enough to be mid-table Premier League. And with that out of the way, let's jump straight into the last two players on this list. The second to best Wonderkid on this list is Ajax's Lucas Jetten. This guy is already very good at 16 years old with 14 crossing, 14 determination, 15 aggression and 15 acceleration and 14 pace, which means he's absolutely rapid already at a young age. He starts the game off with a current ability of 90 and he has the potential to reach 140 to 170. This guy legit has it all. The only downside to this guy is that he doesn't want to move just yet and that he will cost you 7.4 million for a player who's just 16 years old. Something else important I wanted to show about this player is that he has 20 consistency with 16 important matches. So even if he's going to be just his lower potential of 140, he's still going to perform very well in any game you play him in. And that's because he has 20 consistency, so he always performs to the highest of his ability, and in important matches he also performs insanely well. So that is why this guy is definitely worth the 7.4 transfer fee that you should pay for him. And then the number one on this list is none other than Girona's right back Arnold Martinez. This guy is an absolute gem on this year's Football Manager. Arnold already has very well-rounded technicals, mentals and physicals. Especially in the physical department, you'll see that nothing drops down below an 11, which means he is a performance athlete already. Combine that with his 15 anticipation, 15 concentration and 15 work rate. This guy is an absolute beast on the field. This guy can't only just play right back either, he can also play right wing back, left back and in the center of defense. And with these stats, you almost don't understand why he couldn't. The only downside to Arnold Martinez is his lack of determination, with it only being 7. However, this guy starts the game off with a 126 current ability. That means that he's a starter for any mid-tier Premier League side, and his potential ability is around 50 to 159. With that potential ability, he's going to be a starter for any Premier League side challenging for the title. With all of that being said and done, you understand why Arnold Martinez is the best wingback Wonderkid you can buy for under 10 million in Football Manager 24. If you like these kind of videos, please don't forget to leave a like down below and subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope to see you in the next video.